This is Chicago. At the dawn of the 21st century, Chicago's media was dominated by a handful of major corporations. But a resistance movement arose to free Chicago's media from their evil clutches. One player in this movement is the Chicago Independent Media Center and its TV show, Chicago Independent Television.
Welcome to Chicago Independent Television, a collection of progressive video reports by grassroots media workers from Chicago and beyond, produced free from corporate or commercial support or influence. I'm Yadira Correa. In this episode, we'll visit a musical protest in Chicago against a controversial FCC decision to open the media consolidation floodgates. We'll see the final statement from the Chicago-based anti-war martyr Malachi Richer, and we'll revisit a protest against racism and police brutality following a rebellion in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Stay with us.
Does AT&T hate poor people? To find out, we asked a media activist and a stuffed walrus.
Well, AT&T is trying to set up their version of cable TV.
Hate poor people! I think AT&T hates everybody!
But AT&T doesn't want to have to pay for public access channels or community media centers which are used by poor people.
I heard that AT&T lobbyists drown kittens!
They don't want to have to pay for building out infrastructure to poor neighborhoods.
And they drown them in toilets filled with acid!
They tried to push through laws in Congress to get what they want, but citizens rose up to block that.
One lobbyist even has Telly Savalas' brain in a jar in his desk!
So they're going state by state to try to do the same thing, and have succeeded in 14 states already.
Or he has Telly Savalas' brain in a toilet with acid and dead kittens!
They could be coming to your state soon.
AT&T tells everyone to go suck it!
So does AT&T hate poor people? I think the answer is clear.
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Protests and opposition spanned the country after the FCC voted to change a key media ownership rule, which could increase media concentration. One action in Chicago cleverly combined Christmas carols and political activism, as we'll see in this next segment.
On December 7, 2007, I joined a dozen media activists outside the Tribune Tower in downtown Chicago, along with a dozen Chicago police officers, to partake in the 2007 Chicago Media Action Holiday Sing-Along. I read a flyer which explained more.
Chicago Media Action is a Chicago area group actively devoted to issues around the media. The main issue we're highlighting with this sing-along is media concentration, particularly involving the Tribune Company. What do we mean by media concentration? It's the idea that fewer and fewer companies own more and more media outlets. TV stations, radio stations, cable channels, newspapers, magazines, movie studios, and internet websites. The Tribune Company has been advocating for new laws to allow it to own more media properties nationwide, and thus increase media concentration overall. That sounds like too big a problem. Besides, we have the internet now. It might sound daunting and over the heads of most everyday people, but the involvement of everyday people in recent years, numbering in the millions and across the political spectrum, has been why the issue is still alive today. Popular involvement fueled successful blocks to change the rules, which would have otherwise allowed increasing media concentration. And yes, we have the internet, but if the internet made everything a level playing field, the prices of TV and radio broadcast licenses would sink. They haven't. They're highly lucrative. In Chicago, licenses are bought and sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. What's more, newspapers, supposedly a dying industry, still rake in profit levels that make other industries jealous. So why don't I hear about this on the news? Isn't this a conspiracy theory or something? It's no conspiracy, it's business as usual. In fact, if you read business publications involving the media aren't shy about talking about this issue. But it's very rarely discussed as an issue of importance to the public, and for good reason. Public opinion surveys show that the more everyday people know about the issue, the more outrage they get over the issue, and the more they want to do something about it. We're here in front of the Tribune Tower, and we are going to be holding a sing-along where we have written some holiday carols with politics and media protest themes to them.
We'll find out change. The Tribune's up for sale. A deal will arrange. The check is in the mail by the FCC. Get our waivers through. Who cares if one denies? The public has no clue. Oh, Sam Zell, oh, Sam Zell, oh, Sam, how dare you? Oh, Sam, you can cast a spell if only people do. Oh, Sam Zell, oh, Sam Zell, oh, Sam, how dare you? Oh, Sam, you can cast a spell if only people do. Sell the Cubs and free passes, la 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 la. Opiate for the masses, la 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 la. Maybe folks won't see our deals, la 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 la. We'll still get our Christmas deal, la 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 la. Day of Christmas, the FCC gets that bill. Worst journalism, no worker control. Big fat tax break, no democracy. WTF, WPIX, WTIC, LA Times, KTLA, WTXX, Hartford Forum, and WTN Radio and TV.
After the event, we walked down the street to the showcase studios of WGN Radio, where resident lip flapper Steve Cochran was broadcasting at that time, and where we tried to call into the station and get on the air.
Here's the number to call. Ready? 312-591-7200.
Phone call to 1-800-5-VEHICLE is all it takes. The American Lung Association will take care of everything.
Let's see what happens.
Vehicle is promised. You get all the paperwork for your tax deduction.
What?
I just said all circuits are busy.
Yeah, they're probably blocking out all calls.
And like most events around the holiday season, the sing-along ended with a message of hope.
Back in 2003, when we were trying to raise awareness about the issue, I wound up using WGN Radio as a mouthpiece. And the trick there was actually to call in, trying to tie it into other things that they were talking about, since they'll never bring up the issue alone. It was a tactic to actually call in. I actually was able to get on twice in the months leading up to the June 2003 vote, trying to tie in whatever you're talking about to whatever they're talking about. There are ways to do that, and you'll be amazed at the success. I actually credit, oddly enough, using WGN. It's like the old African saying that you're not supposed to use the master's tools to tear down the master's house. Well, we did in this case.
You're watching Chicago Independent Television.
I see the soul of a nation, must be true cause I've seen it on TV.
I am a soldier who survived the fear of facing Uncle Sam and saying, "Sir, no, sir. I won't fight for lies. Forgive me, wounded soldier, for not being there to ease your pain. I'll try on this end to bring you home now."